Johan, what is uh, good morning, folks. It's December 8th, 2022. Man, I did make it over to the Twiddler channel. I made it. I made it over to the Twiddler channel. It looks like a whole lot of fun over there, actually. I do have to say it. It looks like a lot of fun. Uh, the gamification, the guys got some giveaways going on over there. I gotta mention it. It's and some duck races. So there's like duck racing. There's some bounty going on over there. I guess if you get involved, there's uh there's prizes and things to be won. There's free stuff to get if you get involved over at the Twiddler's place, and it looks like a lot of fun. Like uh that guy knows what he's doing. He's really got something going on over there, so I'm gonna mention that to everybody this morning. Check it out if you haven't already. It looks like a whole lot of fun. He's creeping up on the 400 subscriber mark, like he's over the line. So well on the way to fame and fortune and everything that's good and great coming his way. Richie Dubs, I saw Richie Dubs winning a duck race over there yesterday. I did, and I was sure it was going to be number 11 coming out in front, Kylan's Card Shack, but then it ended up being Richie Dubs for the win. So I'm really glad to see that. Yes, mystery pulls, bounty games, duck races, and all kinds of good stuff happening over at the Twiddler's place. I checked it out the other day. It was a lot of fun. So I've been really easy to overcommit and underdeliver in this racket. And let me say it once again. It is a racket, folks. Good morning. Bob's in the house here to join us. Happy to have you here with us this morning. It is a racket, but if you bring a racket, you can smack it and you might end up getting yourself some amazing prizes. So check it out. The Twiddler's Place, all kinds of cool. The duck races. I want to do the duck race. Brody wants in on some duck racing. He does. I'm gonna have to figure that how to get in on some duck races. I am. I'm gonna have to tune in a little bit more often, get involved, and try and take part in some fun. Because you know me, anything that's got anything to do with fun, I'll have to give it a try. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Sorry, my duck. uh, my duck. Sorry, I'm driving. Talk to tech. I trash talked to my dog, and he won't be. And he won, and I felt bad. Uh, oh, I trash talked to my duck, and he won, and I felt bad. That's funny. So, news desk 2022 December. Okay, so I talked today. Today's the day we get to the folks over at the Wizards. The Wizards, they are coming down to talk to us down off they're coming down off of their ivory tower to talk to us. The mere mortals down here the witches are coming down. It's funny. It really is enjoyable. We'll see what happens. Somebody's going to cover it. I hope they do. Somebody is going to cover it. Ah, screen caps. Yes. So if you're just joining us, what do we do here in the mornings? We're going to check the price of Hasbro stock here this morning. We're going to take a look and see how that's holding out. The movers and the shakers today, and the folks over at MTG stocks. Hopefully they got some news for us today, but if they don't, that's okay. We're going to have definitely some news tomorrow because it's Friday tomorrow. And it's Thursday tonight. And you know what that means. Time for a little sip of coffee. Oh, it means tonight is going to be the roundtable, MTG roundtable over at Mr. DJ Longhairs. Check it out. I don't know if I can make it on the round table tonight. I may have to work late, but that's okay. One of these days, one of these
Buy
days.
low, sell high, that's my motto. I may just quit my job at the power plant and become a full-time stock market guy.
Yes, if I can only quit my job at the power plant and become a full-time magic stock guy. Brody can dream, can't he? It's fun. It's fine. It's good this morning to hang with you folks. Richie Dubs in the house. How you doing, Richie? Winning big. And Johan Matuzzi, from Sweden. Very happy to have you. What is good, Johan? Tell me. Tell me something. Please leave me a comment. Is tire season all done with? Because man, that's a lot of work. I'm just gonna get the charts up here for you folks this morning. Give me a second. It appears that I have shrunken myself. It's all good. Let's get this working. Let's get this working properly here. Movers and the shakers list. We do want to see the movers and the shakers. Price of Hasbro stock. Oh, give me a second here this morning. It's early. It's okay. We will get there. So close. So close. We're closer than we expected. Just one click away to saving the day. We did it. All right, let's check it out. Any news over from these folks here this morning? Doesn't look like it. I do like checking over at MTG Stocks just to see if there's any new talks in the town. Some weekly winners, perhaps. Oh, okay. I sneezed there. Finally, finally, I got the sneezes out. That's okay. So nothing new over here this morning. Hasbro stock and Fireside Talks. Hasbro to webcast MTG focused Fireside Chat. Okay, 2 days ago. New and improved. Okay. MTG Untapped. Hasbro to webcast MTG focused live Fireside Chat. So when do we get Monday? Chris Cox, Chief Executive. Where is it happening? Will participate in a fireside chat focused on Hasbro's franchise brand Magic the Gathering, hosted by UBS on Thursday, December 8th at 11 a.m. Eastern. That's coming up really close here. Okay, the webcast will be available on Hasbro's relations page at investor.hasbro.com. Uh, Global branded entertainment leader whose mission is to entertain and connect generations of fans to the wonder of storytelling and exhilaration of play. Okay, Investor Day. All right. Huh. It's gonna fireside chat 11 a.m. December 8th. This one here. This has got to be it. 11:11. Yes. Looks like the Hasbro webcast will be 11:45 Eastern time. Okay, well it's coming up in a couple hours. All right. Well, it's going to be here so I'll put a link. Let me put a link in the comments section. It's at investor.hasbro.com.
Buy low, sell high, that's my motto.
That's right. One day, Brody is going to quit his job and become a full time stock market guy. Let's throw that in the chat for you folks who are interested in checking it out. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Background. Let's do it. Do. Cool. Happy to have you here. Everybody who are tuning in, we're waiting for the fireside chat to happen here this morning. Let's check it out. Going to be a great pump ourselves up for the new year and celebrate the successes of 2222 meeting. Yes, I am doubtful we will be able to talk to them. The dumpster fire side chat. 11 to 11:45. Yes. So that's coming up here this morning. Let's take a look at the Hasbro stock here this morning. See how that's been moving over the 1 day daily. Down just a little bit, about a point. Coming down, the 5 day was at 63 bucks, and now it's just a little bit lower on the month. It's down $1.35. On the year, it's down from $100. Oh boy, are we gonna like? Is this what we're gonna be talking about today at the fireside? This performance, this general flaccid chart that we see in the investor talk, right? I don't know how are you gonna get people excited about this? I don't know. I feel like, all these people just like sort of standing over the mid rails of the Titanic, saying it's fine, get to the life rafts, but it's all good. It's all good. We'll see what happens after the talk, see what happens. We know what's best for our customers. We do know. We here at Hasbro have become aware that our customer base is unhappy with the current product that we have tried to release. And we just wanted to take this time to make sure that the customers all know we don't care. And we know what is best for our customers. Okay. General consensus in the chat is sort of similar. We're going to see what that means here. But if you want to check these stock prices and, stay on top of things, but it's a little bit too much for you, like, do you like checking these prices every day? You don't have to. I could do it for you. You're always welcome to stop by the channel and have a few magic talk a few magic stocks, and hang out with Brody. Here, Johan Matuzzi, Gaming Bob, Richie Dubs, Twiddler, and myself. We're going to have just a little bit of coffee in our cup this morning. Be here just past the hour today before we head out the door. I really think their plan is to milk it all the way before they can sell it. Yeah, the fireside chat, hey? It's that time of year. Have you guys got your holiday season shopping done? What are we going to run today for the list? Are we going to do legacy? The all list. I should just refresh the all. Nobody wants a stinky old list from yesterday. Let's refresh it. That's right. We want to see new activity up at the top of the list. You want to know who knows what's best for his customers? That Twiddler. Head on over to that channel and check out. They got duck races. They got bounties. They got all kinds of fun activities, mystery pulls, bounties, and duck races over there. I would suggest checking it out. I'm gonna do it again. Hopefully you can catch the live. The last live the fella did was like 4 hours, so that's an impressive live. It really is. It's quite a long live. I don't know how you do it. It's impressive, but a lot of fun. So I see like the viewers are really engaged over there, and you're enjoying yourself. So that is a pretty good indication you're doing something right. Time Twister. Let's look at this list. The all list. The big boys on the top of the pile today. Time Twister, Black Lotus, Winter Orb, Mox Ruby, Chaos Orb, Birds of Paradise, Lord of Atlantis, Mox Emerald, Life Tap, and Thought Lace. The lace is in the place. The Thought Lace. I could go longer. I could. I could even go longer. Legacy list. See anything interesting that we like here? Bayou, Tropical Island, All Hallows Eve, Nev's Disc, Guy's Cradle, Berserk, Pyramids, Diamond Valley, Ring of Maruf, Underground Sea. Hmm. All in the name of giving people time. Indeed. I like it. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. It's something that I haven't quite figured out how to like get the gamification going, make it fun and interactive. I like the rare stack. Like there's like a pile of like there's like a tower, the rare tower, I guess it is. I thought that was pretty cool. That's a lot of cards in there. I love it. Hmm. Let's take a poke at the vintage list. Chaos Orb, Shahrazad, Contract from Below, Dark Pact, Chaos Orb, Tempest of Free, Bronze Tablet, Falling Star, Chaos Orb again, and Dark Pack. The Rare Tower is coming back. Excellent. 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 Nice to see it. Nice to see. We got a little surprise for you folks. Michael Superbacker is in the house. Good morning, Michael Superbacker. Appreciate you. Time for a little bit of coffee. We're discussing the fireside talk that's happening today, 11 Eastern Standard Time. I threw a link in the description below. It's happening over at investor.hasbro.com. So if you haven't made your way over there just yet, it's this USB fireside chat. So that's pretty great. If you're interested in checking it out, you can head on over there at 11 o'clock. Somebody hopefully is going to be making a stream. I'm sure somebody in YouTube is going to be streaming this fireside chat here this morning. Hasbro stock is down again, so maybe they're going to be discussing, you know, this. this I don't know. We'll see. Give them a chance. That's what I always say. Hear them out. Hear them out. We want to hear. Come out with your hands up. At least they're negotiating. That's a positive sign. Hear them out. We're going to hear what they have to say, and then we're going to just see what happens in the old echo chamber that is the world and see where it goes from there. See if that moves the stock price, if people are just like, of course, they could just come out with water guns and just spray everybody. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Who knows? Just kidding. Yes, we've shown up with water guns full of lemonade, and we're shooting it right in your eyeballs. Right? All right. Michael Superbagger, glad to have you here this morning. We got Richie Dubs in the house, Twiddler's Place. I was checking out the Twiddler channel. Just give it a little mention there. Gaming Bob, Richie Dubs winning some duck races over there, getting himself some prizes. And Johan Matuzzi joining us here this morning. What's good, Johan? Appreciate you watching. Which list do we want to run here this morning? I'm just going to be on just a little bit past the hour here this morning. I appreciate you folks spending a little bit of your time with me here. A little morning magic stocks and a couple of magic talks. Checking in on the news desk to see what these anything from these guys here this morning. Nothing. Penny saved. We already ran this article. We're not going to do it again. But tomorrow there's going to be some new content here from these folks. There always is on a Friday, so that's something to look forward to. And the roundtable tonight at Mr. DJ Longhair's table. Very cool. You got me thinking now. It will be overly positive, and we might hear the brand is being sold. Oh, it could be an interesting day today. Okay, let's check the modern list, see what appears up on there, because we know there could be some folks stopping by the channel who want to discuss modern cards. There always is somebody. Let's have a look here. Brushland. Yes, the Selesnya land, that pain land that deals 1 damage if you tap it for Manyas. And the birds, Forced Fruition. Let's check this out. A Lauren card? Lauren. $12.71, up 6%. Here's a card. I haven't really looked at this card. Whenever opponent casts a spell, that player draws 7 cards. What? Petals within petals, tadpole. The truth lurks below an opulence of illusion. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player draws 7 cards. Okay. Um, do tell. Richie Dubs, we need you. Where's Benson? Somebody tell us where we're using this card. Oh my gosh. Why do we want to do this? I mean, is it just we love everybody in Commander? Where's it played? Modern legal, vintage legal, legacy legal, commander legal. But like, look at the art on this card. It's really, really cool. I got to bring this up. Wow. Is that a merfolk? Yeah, it is. It's a merfolk. Narrative. Follow Sage. This is such a cool card. Force Fruition. Oh, right. Where are we? Deck's playing it. We want to know. Nekizar the Mind Razor. Okay. So, like, the Nekizar deck. Commander. See, they did it again. They slipped it in. 7 cards. I know, right, Michael? This is insane. Better yet, right? You want to run the reserved list? We can run the reserved list, Twids. We can, but we're not going to find anything good on there. It's going to be all junk. It's all beat up, used old rares. uh, right? Dun, 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 dun. Nekuzar, the Mind Razor, right? We could run this in Nekuzar, Kamiya, the Crescent Moon. Nekuzar's the one that does damage every time they draw. Whenever an opponent draws a card, Nekuzar does a damage. Yeah, so this ensures that they're going to be taking lots of damage, plenty of damage, all the damage. Uh, if they cast a spell, they're going to draw 7. I don't know why you would want to do that for your opponent, but like in this deck, it seems good. Looks like they got Puzzle Box in there. Kamiya the Crescent Moon. Let's take a look at this card. It's also got a commander build. Not as popular. It's the second from the top, but this one says at the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card. So this is like card draw love. Sounds like it needs to be played with Narset, right? Well, it says an opponent casts a spell, that player draws 7 cards. So I I don't know if it helps us because it's only draws for the opponent. It doesn't say whenever you do it too. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this Narset helps us there. Maybe it does. But Force Fruition, pretty interesting card. 7, just 6 mana though. It's expensive. Tons of vintage and reserve list cards in my pull game to be one. Yes, I see that. I see that. It makes it interesting. Mildex. Uh, well, there's just a lot of cards on that reserve list there, Twiddler. We can look at it. If you want to get there, just go here. Go cards, prices, and then you go to Legacy Vintage, and you go right here, reserved list. Here's the reserve list. Let's check the reserve list. Let's do it. We need to. Twiddler wants to see the reserve list this morning. There's a lot of cards on there, and I don't know that we're going to see like any particular standouts. Um, it doesn't really give us well, I guess it kind of does give us the daily bump up and the daily down. Okay, so yeah, we got Chaos Orb, Black Lotus, Pyramids, Ring of Maruf. Ring of Maruf not so much, and Charizard. Looks like the Black Lotus um is the top. We can sort it like this. We can. We can. It's on the daily move up. We can sort by weekly move up, and we can sort by total price. But is this like? Does this seem fun? Like, seem like a lot of numbers and a lot of jargon on the page. If you find it too busy, I mean, let me check them for you. You can always join us here at Morning Magic Stocks and Morning Magic Talks. Standard list. Ooh, standard. Sholdred. Let's check a look at the standard list. Let's do it. Sholdred seeing her way up at the top of the pile again this morning. She's 58 bucks, like 60 bucks for a card in standard. Like, when a card hits 60 bucks in standard, like you're in for some interesting times. Carnage Tyrant did it. Sholdred's now up on the list. And Ottawara, the Soaring City. I play this card. I like this card. Tom Mitchell's in the house. Tom, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you here this morning. We are hanging out with Johan Matuzzi, Richie Dubs, Twiddler from Twiddler's Place. The crew is here. Michael Superbacker, MTG Gaming Bob. We're getting geared up for this fireside conversation that's happening over at the Hasbro investor site today. And we're just taking a little bit of a tour down the standard list here this morning, Tom. Happy to have you here. What's good? Jadar the Ghoul Caller of Nephalia. At the beginning of your end step, if you control no creatures with Decayed, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. Interesting, interesting, interesting. We do like this standard list. Yeah, and the Valiant Veteran. Oh, yes, soldiers and humans getting some support. Very cool. Uh, very cool. Very cool. I do like the fact that humans and soldiers are getting some much needed support coming out of standard. And some of these cards like going straight into commander. We got Ob Nixilis, Giada the Font of Hope. Let's check this card here. Giada, Font of Hope, legendary. She's an angel, 2 mana. $2.70, a white and one for the 2/2 with flying and vigilance. Each other angel you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each angel you already control. Taps for white. Spend this to cast an angel. The source of Cabaretti's halo turned out to be a single teenage girl. Wow, this is quite a interesting angel card. I mean, pretty good support for the angel decks. Why not? Got to see it in Commander. Got it. Yes, Jada, Font of Hope. Guess she's commanding an army here, which is pretty cool. Oh, the fish is in the game. Ayo. Hey. Ah, yes, the fish. You're rocking over there at the fish games. I was over there just the other day. coming up on like 1,000 subscribers here really fast. Hey, fish. The fish is doing fishy things. The fish is in the house, and the house is in the fish. Happy to have you here this morning. All the fans of Magic the Gathering who love the game as much as we do. We're just running down the standard list here this morning, the movers and the shakers, looking for news, waiting for the Investors Center, waiting for the Investors Center over at Hasbro to give us the time of day. Really, really hoping that the Investors Center. Today's the day, folks. I'm telling you, if I could just
Buy low and sell high, that's my motto. I may just quit my job at the power plant and become a full-time stock market guy.
that's right. Uh let's let's run that again for you. Yes, today's the day. Homer's I gotta run it here one more time.
Buy low and sell high, that's my motto. I may just quit my job at the power plant and become a full-time stock market guy.
That's right. Today's the day. Because the Investor Center. Welcome to the Investor Center. Yes. If you go on over to investor.hasbro.com, there's a link to the USB fireside chat who will be coming up here at 11 o'clock this morning for all you investors, yes, shareholders and investors in Magic the Gathering who found their way here this morning. Shareholders in Cardboard Luxury, thank you for joining us here. It's December 8th, 2022. We're doing a little Magic Stocks and a little bit of Magic Talks. Check in the movers and the shakers list here this morning. Temporary lockdown. Okay. When it enters the battlefield, exile each non land permanent with mana value 2 or less until it leaves the battlefield. It's an enchantment card. I got to pour myself another sip of coffee here this morning. Bump the mic and just hang with you folks just for a minute here.
Buy low and sell high, that's my motto. Buy low and sell high, that's my motto.
Yes. Brody's warmed up that cup of coffee. We're having a second cup this morning here. Thanks for everybody joining. We're going to be on just a little bit past the hour this morning on December 8th, 2022. Check the newsroom, see if these folks got any news for us today. Goblin Engineer up in price, hey? I like this card. Look at him go. Oh, this Goblin Imagineer. He's up $8.75. I was pretty stoked when this card showed up. Now, here's a card that I want to play with like the Stone Brain, okay? Look at this. One red and one. I mean, I think Brody has to bring back Big Red. Brody played Big Red. Brody likes Big Red. That's like the Welder deck with artifacts and like the Soul lands, the City of Traders, it's Ancient Tomb, any of the our lands that tap for 2 mana, and then like you Wizare some stuff out of your graveyard, like the Lotus Petal, and you exchange it for like the Worm Coil Engine, maybe like a Millstone combo. But now with the Stone Brain, I think we have a new target. So, and the Stone Brain's only 2 mana, and it's a brain card, so it's even better, right? Because anything with the dual brain, anything with a brain on it, it's like it's a helmet. It's good. Okay, check it out. When engineer enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. A red tap. Sacrifice an artifact. Return an artifact with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. All right, so what are we gonna? What's our target? Targets. Naming targets. Target acquired. I'm gonna name this target the Stonebrain. Stonebrain. This card. This is our target. Target acquired. Stonebrain. This card. 2 mana. Legendary artifact. Okay, it's only 2. You can get this out on turn 1. With a little bit of shenanigans, you can activate it on turn 1. You only need 2 mana. So if you can get to 4 mana, we're talking like a soul land. That's like a city of traders that taps for 2, or an ancient tomb. You can get this out turn 1. And if you can activate it with like a lotus petal or any other mana source, exiling a spirit guide from your hand, you can activate this on turn 1. And I think this is like your go-to sideboard piece in game 2. This is like you put this in once you know what your opponent's on. So for 2 mana, so we're like this is a new target for this little welder engineer. The Goblin Engineer, Artificer, I would say. That's where I like to see this played. How about you? 2 mana, exile the Stone Brain, choose a card name. So and name any card. Just name it. You can name basic land. You can name island. You can. It says right on there. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. Okay, whatever your win condition is. You're playing Reanimator, name the Reanimator targets. You're playing Reanimator, name the Reanimator spell. Name Reanimate. Name Goryo's Vengeance. Name Grizzle Brand. Name whatever it is that they're using to win the game. And just, here, you're make them throw it away. Exile it. Gone. Gonzo. It's only 2 mana to activate the brain. It's got a cool helmet on it. Growing moss. Why not? I like it. It seems like a valid target for the Goblin Engineer. Anybody else playing this sucker? Relevant links? No. No. What else we got? Brazen Cannonade. Tireless Tracker. Glissa Sunseeker. Mirror Image. I do like that card though. Man. Stonebrain, and then of course you're gonna burn the Goblin Welder too, right? The Weldador. We like this card too. This is the way you did it before you had like the Goblin, the other Goblin guy, the the engineered. You had this welder guy who kind of did the same thing, but he didn't have haste. Tap, choose an artifact a player controls in that player's graveyard, and an artifact in play. If both are still legal, as this ability resolves, that player simultaneously sacks the artifact and returns the card to the battlefield. So this is the one that does the old switcheroo, switches them out. So you can use the engineer to get the stone brain into the bin, use the welder to recur it, and it does get exiled, so you can only do it once, but the point is you need to go fish that stone brain out of the deck, get it into the bin where you can target it with the welder, and then like activate it as soon as you possibly can. Let's see a deck list running this. Painter. See, it's running Painter Servant in Legacy. What else are they running in Painter? See, mono red Painter. See, Painter's back to being mono red. It's not quite a tier 1 deck. It's like 1.5. I really wish it was just a little bit better, but it might have gotten better with maybe the Stone Brain. Maybe we're going to run that in there now. I don't know. It seems like it could be good. The Stone Brain, it just Painter sort of is weak to some sideboard stuff, right? Like there are some silver bullets that just ruin the day for Painter Servant. But the Goblin Engineer is in there. Yes, he is. All right. So in this version of the deck, they're like using the engineer and the welder to go get this Painter Servant. This is like a 2 mana scarecrow that Let's read it. If you haven't seen the Painter Servant before or know what it does, it's a pretty cool card. Let's read it. As it comes into play, you choose a color. Now, I have been partial to naming blue when if you're running Force of Will in the deck with without blue cards, you can name blue and everything becomes blue. But in this, and you can also name blue so that you can pyroblast at just about any target. Um, so that's sort of the color that you name with the Painter Servant. So you want to name a color when it comes into play. Usually you name blue. There are situations where you don't. You might name another color, which is fine. Sometimes I've said red for one reason or another. It depends on the gameplay. And then they're running. So when it comes to the play, choose a color. All cards that aren't in play, spells and permanents, are the chosen color in addition to their other colors. So this like makes sure everything is blue or whatever color you want. And then we play a copy of the Grinding Stone over here. Any two, two grindstone. Running two copies of the Grinding Stone. Put the top two cards of target player's library into their graveyard. If both cards share at least one color, repeat the process. So this is the card that you're going to use to mill your opponent out. The only problem is if there's an Emrakul in the deck or anything that causes your opponent to shuffle, it doesn't work. So you do need the helmet, the Stone Brain, to like exile those shuffling cards. So usually they got the Surgical Extraction to deal with anything that hits the graveyard that may create a shuffle effect. But the Stone Brain kind of gets us there. So I kind of think maybe like we could be playing that. The Fable of the Mirror Breaker is in there. Ooh, very cool. I like it. I like it. Very, very nice. Morning Magic Stocks. What else have we got here? Ob Nixilis, the adversary. Is he good now? I don't know. He's running up the list from New Capenna, $7 or $8. Hopeful Initiate and the Gala Greeters on the deck, on the list there this morning. Yep, there it is. Gala Greeters. This card's insane. I can't read this copy, but let's bring up another card. Like this is the box topper. Let's bring up a let's bring up a different version. This one. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, put one. Choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Put a 1/1 counter on the greeters. Create a tap treasure or gain 2 life. You can. Maybe that's what we're gonna see these guys at the Fireside convention. We're gonna see these guys at the Fireside, the Gala greeters. They're gonna be like, "Hey, come on in. Put a 1/1 counter. Have a treasure token. Gain some life. It's fine. Welcome." Gallagher's moving up. It's played in Commander, isn't it? Yes, that's where people like to play with Lathril. These elves. Elves? Yes, they are elves. They're only 2 mana. So 2 mana for a 1/1 elf with a bunch of text on them. They are pretty good for the standard side of the list here this morning. It's good. It's good times. Otawara. Are you on your way to work here this morning? Are you stoked for your day to start? Are you waiting for the fireside talk to happen at 11? I'm going to put a link in the chat. I'll put it down there again for everybody who's tuning in. 11 o'clock today. I'm sure somebody's going to cover this. Will give us something to talk about on the morning show for Friday. If you guys are going to be tuning in here tomorrow, just past the hour here this morning. and we're just getting ready to start our day. I hope you are too and having a good one. Running the standard list here this morning. Very standard list here this morning. Let me leave you with this one here. Singing in the shower is fun until you get soap in your mouth, and then it becomes a soap opera. Ha 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 ha. Ah, that's too funny. The the chat's on fire this morning. Speaking of soap opera, I encourage you all just to, sit down and find a smooth place to watch these stocks as they drift just slowly down and to the right. And if you're waiting for the prices to come down, just pull up a seat and join us. Yeah, we'll be checking the prices each morning during the week here. Morning Magic Stocks, Morning Magic Talks with Brody. Yeah, if these prices are just like, seem overwhelming, if there's too much activity, this Mycosynth Golem, hey, he's on the loser side today. But if it's hard to make sense of it, join us here. We always have a little bit of chat and discussion going on the channel here. Be well to each other, and we'll talk to you all again soon. Christmas time.